Let me tell you something funny that actually happened in front of my eyes. Okay, this is when I was in Dubai. I think it was 2014 or something. Okay, 2014 or maybe a little before that. It was during Obama when he was a president. Okay, so I took my dogs down for a walk, and then as customary I would always take them to this Malbari hotel to have a karak chai. Okay, I like the tea there. So I would take there and take the tea and sit outside because my dogs were there. So people on my Facebook who are friends with me for very long know that. I'll see if I can get a photograph to share with you. So I used to sit there and drink tea, and my dogs used to be there, and people used to gather around, and some would want to touch the dog and tap, pet the dog. And okay, so that was my hangout joint every day at around 5 o'clock of when it was not hot. And normally around that time, 5 o'clock, 5ish, you'd get all these laborers, building laborers and electricians and construction workers, and people finish their day's duty, and they would come down to the cafeteria to order sandwich or take something for their take home, their takeaway food. So there used to be a large number of people, and in Dubai you can Google search on this. They wear blue, blue with hard hats. Okay, that's a uniform, blue or whatever the contractor gives them. So one of those days, these group of construction workers came down, and they came down and they sat on a table. Okay, sat on a table. And what I'd done was I kept my doggies outside. Okay, they were sitting quietly, and I went inside. I think I wanted to order some food or a sandwich or something. So my doggies are outside, and there was this shopkeeper and this restaurant guys. They were keeping an eye on their dogs. Okay, so I went there, and I've ordered something to take away, and I ordered tea. So now you have all these building laborers, construction workers, all sitting in each table. Okay, and I was sitting and waiting there with a cup of tea for my takeaway, whatever I had ordered. I don't remember, maybe chicken or something. And as I was drinking tea and checking my smartphone, I heard those guys. They were, you could hear them talk because they were talking loudly, and they were talking in Hindi. Okay, so this one particular guy, they're like huddled together. The whole group is huddled together. Okay, they're sipping tea, and the main guy this is what he was saying, and I'll say it in English. He was saying that Obama, what is his game plan? And then he will look up and see left and right, and then he'll go down, like he's talking something of national security as if it's like top secret, and he says, see, Obama is playing a game. It's a big game, and he's involved with Bin Laden. Shh. And he goes very dramatic, huh? He's telling shh. He's saying, and then he says, don't take his name. Shh. Okay, so he's saying, whoa, he's saying that man. Their code for Bin Laden was that man. And then he's looking, and he goes again, they're going to play this game, and they have so much of money. And how the tower collapsed? Oh, the tower, there was so much of gold inside, and they were taking this gold and selling, and now all the sheikhs are rich. And it was entertaining. I was busy listening, even though I was looking at my phone. And he's like, I'm telling you, I know what is going to happen. And then he said my contacts. So this guy said his contacts found out. Okay, I was listening, and then after I got my takeaway, I went to the guy to pay the money. So I stood there, and as I was paying him, I told him, that guy really nice stories, He He really has all the information. That guy is always like, he was, you know, just moving shoulders and laughing. He comes every day and he will tell some story about somebody, and so I listened to what he had to say, and then I sat outside with my dogs. I was sitting there, still wanting to finish my tea. So these guys went in, and as they were leaving, their construction bus came. You know, their bus where it's like a large, like a school bus. It's not actually yellow, and they all get huddled together and they get sent. And I think there was a supervisor said, "Hey, come on, fast, and he was bring all of them." So as he was going, I said bye to him, and he was like, and this one guy asked him, "Who's he?" Means because I had tattoos, no? "Oh yeah, he's one of my friends." I don't know him. He was telling me I'm one of his friends. Like, I just kept quiet. Now, why am I bringing up this story? You know, everywhere in this world, there are people like this. Not few. There are so many people like this. We are actually surrounded by them. In my WhatsApp group, for example, there are so many KGB, FBI, CIA intelligence officers. Seriously. They know the intel of Ukraine and they know what Putin is doing. The funny thing is, these guys who know so much about Ukraine, about Russia, about the intelligence service, they know so much. They have never traveled outside India. In fact, forget that. They have not even traveled. Then I know what you'll say. "Oh, Loy, what about you? What about you? You have not traveled." Listen to what I'm saying. They have not traveled outside India. They have not even traveled outside their home, because without their parents' permission, they can't do that. Some of them, they send me questions. You know, what should I do? Should I do commerce or science or arts? Oh, this girl doesn't ignore me. She doesn't like me. What will I do? So, imagine, they're so childish, some of them. And it's not just like 18 or 20-year-old. You're even talking, some of them are like 30-year-old. "I don't know what to do. I don't have a job." Okay. None of their lives are not in place, but they know exactly what is going to happen. Now, obviously, you will say that, "Loy, even you act like you know so much about Russia." Fine, I agree with you. I give my opinion. So do you, so does everyone. We all love to give our opinion. So why am I making this as a topic for the video? Okay. I'm not trying to say that you should stop giving your opinion. You must give your opinion, because we are like, they call it, no, social animals. We like to talk, we like to communicate. But now you need to keep in mind, number one is who you're talking to. Who are you talking to? Do they know more than you or do they know less? Second one is, the person who's communicating with you, does he know more than you, less than you? Is he more experienced than you, less experienced? Does he have more wisdom, knowledge? Is he elder to you? You need to factor in all these details. Now, when I speak on YouTube, obviously, I'll give my opinions, and they're not right always. Like, for example, the mistake I made. I was under the impression that Russia is part of NATO. It turned out that 2014 or something they left, or something happened. I still have to read through. See, you and I, we're not born with all this knowledge. We read it. So there's no one single person who knows everything. So for me, it was like, oh wow, okay, something new I learned, which I didn't know. I was under the impression that NATO had all these countries. That is why they used to always mean China and Russia. But I realized in NATO, okay, these guys are not there. Russia has its own kind of intelligence, and they try to, work together. But I guess Russia doesn't want to be huddled with all of them. Fine. So I realized, oh sheesh, something I don't know. Now, the question is, how much is it that you and I don't know? Or, most of the people who comment, hey, what the hell are you talking? What the fuck are you talking? Hey, shut your mouth. I mean, who are these people? Are you an authority? Or are you just giving me your opinion? Are you someone who is going to school or college or working as a, like that example I gave, this laborer? Or are you just, on the internet and you're killing time? Are you a housewife or are you a businessman? So it's very important to evaluate. See, in real life, okay, unless we're going to a bar and meeting, hey, how are you? And we just talk random. Okay, on the street, we'll not just meet anyone and start talking unless, of course, we know them and they have earned our trust. Even people that we know, even people who are educated or smart, they'll have a biased opinion. See, my main message from this video is number one, know who's talking to you. Find out what is your name, what is your age, where do you work. Hey, you need to know something, right? Like you will say, like, Loy, how has that got to do with anything? For example, you get a student who talks to you, student who has not sorted out his life, who's totally confused, who is failing in his subjects, who is failing in his relationships, who is depending on his mother and father. I mean, what the hell? Why? At least me, I don't know about you, I would not even entertain his shadow or her shadow. I mean, who the fuck are you, man? You have not seen life and you're fucking harping. This is the problem with the West. You are given you're born with a silver spoon up your ass of self-entitlement, where you can literally argue and talk with anyone without respect. I don't waste my time. So obviously you'll be like, oh, so who do you do? Only rich people? No. There are people who are not rich, but who, let's say above 40s, 50s, 60s, who talk to me. And they may not be right, or I may not like their opinion. But given that they have more experience and a perspective, I like to listen to them. Now, mind you, many of them are wrong sometimes. But still, I give them that respect because I've earned it. For me, my standards are, I need to know who am I talking to, so that I know whether I'll take your opinion seriously or not. And biggest thing of all, if your life is not sorted out and you're a total mess, I am not going to take anything you say seriously. Like, for example, this laborer, I gave you this example, construction worker. Who knows if he's educated? Who knows if his life is in place, relationships are in place? Maybe he's a total mess. Maybe he's a drunkard. Maybe he's addicted to smoking. Maybe he's just a bum. Are you going to sit and take advice from him? Or listen to him for hours and hours? His level is here. He will impress people who are down here. He can never impress, decision makers. So the first one is, know who you're talking to, pre-qualify them. That's one. Second one is, after you know who you're talking to and you have revealed who you are, then you decide, is it worth listening to this guy or this woman? If it's not, hey, I appreciate your time, thanks very much, bye. For me, if I find out someone is just a time waster, there are people who, let's say for example, someone send me, hey, hi Loy, how are you? And fine. And then they like, I was in UAE for 40 years just like you. Oh, wow, okay. So we share something common. Or they say, hey Loy, I'm studying, completing my graduation at Harvard. Oh wow, okay. I've had conversations with people like that. In fact, I've even had, hey Loy, I'm not anything big or something. I'm just a simple housewife. It's not that I treat them like dirt. Yeah, or I get students, but who are respectful. And last if not the least, now, I think you and I have to be aware of the fact that we can be wrong. There are many things we do not know. That is why when people tell me, what the fuck do you know? You don't know? I tell them, fine, you tell me what I don't know. Tell me what you know. Is it you read it somewhere? And you're talking to me. Like, for example, the best people say, oh, you don't know anything of Islam. Okay, agreed. What do you know? And then they'll give some translation. Okay, does everyone agree to your point of view? And then when I speak to another Muslim, no, this is wrong. So, fact versus opinion. You need to segregate them. And see, end of the day, I'll tell you, you're a sum total of all the people who surround you. So just be careful who you surround yourself with, and that will shape up to who you become. That's all I want to tell you through this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Agree, disagree. Because I'll tell you, on my WhatsApp groups, there are incredible FBI, CIA, Putin's right hand, the Ukraine presidents. They know the intel, inside information. And then mummy calls them. Say, come on, do your work, homework. And that's the end of it. Alright, you guys take care.